Vacuum engines are incredible. They're engines that suck, literally. Here's some breakfast. Hey. Goodness me. There's a kind of engine that's so weak that it couldn't pull a chicken off its nest. Apologies, guys. Yet model engineers build models of these engines as a challenge because they're actually so weak that even getting them to run is a challenge. But you can get them to run beautifully.
Well, that's quite some revs for a flame engine. This is an aluminium piston and an aluminium cylinder. They're both pretty worn, but it doesn't seem to be mattering.
Look at this day. It's an absolutely bloody gorgeous day. G'day, it's Thomas here from Paradise, Christchurch, New Zealand. It's been a while since I've talked to you guys. I've been struggling with a concussion from a violent assault. I have run the diesel engine a few times.
Just rounding off this so that the wedge doesn't ride up on the edges of the top of the diesel pump.
Worked on the governing of that, but we've just had news from Shiyi, who makes those diesel engines, that he's developed new injector pump and injector that has solved the issue with the engine hunting up and down. So I'm going to link his video down below. Here's a bit of it. Today I've been sitting here looking at my 3 lovely flame liquor vacuum engines. So that's going to be a low-key run to share with you guys. I think you might have seen these engines before. These engines suck in the vapors of combustion that's very hot, and then as it cools, it sucks the piston down, and then they do it again. So they're pretty weak, but they're an engineering challenge, and other than a Stirling engine that keeps all the hot gases inside and doesn't have a lot of noise or exhaust, these have some really interesting sounds, and as you know, I love the sounds of my engines, so let's fire them up with me. Stay with me. We have 2 German engines and a Chinese engine. The Chinese engine is a V-twin. This is the general high quality solution, is to have graphite. Here we've got a graphite valve for the intake. We've got a graphite overpressure valve here, and we've got a graphite piston. This means this has got very, very low friction. And this is using a aluminium piston and an aluminium cylinder that's quite worn. And this one uses steel pistons in brass cylinders. And again, we've got graphite dust running in here. If you start them from cold, the methylated spirits combustion products include water, as does your car, and you get condensate on the walls of the cylinders, and that wrecks your low friction environment. It also picks up and washes off the graphite dust if you're using graphite dust as a lubricant, and so it's actually a very bad idea to let that form and wreck your engine. Another reason that these engines can stop after a longer period, like a minute or so, is if the tolerances are so good that the different rate of expansion of the cylinder and piston means that the piston starts to stick in the cylinder, and that's actually quite a common problem with these engines. But these engines don't have any of those problems. Another thing that you'll see with these engines often on the internet videos is people having massive flames and these just chugging away slowly. But these can all be made to run with fairly small flames quite efficiently. We'll see what we can manage today. I'm not going to go through the hassle of re-lubricating each of these before I run it, which would give me the best performance, except for this one, which doesn't need it. We're just going to rip into it. I'm going to get my hairdryer to preheat these to avoid the condensation issue. Okay, I think I'm going to work on this one first, because this one is the one that takes the longest to stop running. It runs for ages. It's a combination of a big fuel tank and you can run this on a very small flame. These engines can get really hot, and the hotter they get, the less efficiently they run. So I have got extra cooling on my engines. Each one of these has extra heat sinks. The heat sinks have all been sourced from computer parts, from computer CPU heat sinks. So I'm just checking it's still hot. It is. I need to make sure that the flame is not so close that the action of the valve doesn't blow it out. We've got a teeny tiny flame there now. We'll just wait a second for that to wake up. Both this one and the German one use springs and cams, and so there is a self-limiting speed by the stiffness of the spring. So let's get this going. If you're running one of these, use fiberglass wicks if you can. Much better than string, hemp, cotton, or whatever it is, cotton wicks. Big fuel reservoirs on this, because some people run these with massive flames if they're not tuned properly, but I've obsessively tuned these to get a nice chugging sound from this. I had this engine before I got any of my V-twin petrol engines. This is my first V-twin engine of any kind. That's better. So I think that did need some, yeah, listen to that. It did need a bit of graphite. Blue, you coming in? You gonna help me with the engines? No, he says feed me. Okay. Right, let's get the final one going. Sometimes they blow themselves out. That's quite a big flame actually for this one. Yeah, I love the engines, the noise. I love the noise of these engines, and I love the exposed mechanisms. It's all very sort of steampunk, isn't it? That one's off. Now we've just got these two. That's quite a quiet one. This is fairly loud. If you can get one with a graphite piston, then I think you've bought something that should last for years and years. These are all several years old, and I think this is more than 10 years old. Currently available, the very good Kontax Engineering of the UK have one available in batches. I think it's sold out at the moment, but I'll put a link to that down below. Chickies, would you like more of my breakfast? You go, wait, Blue, you don't like... No, you don't. I know you're an honorary chicken, but you don't like what they eat. Good God, anyone would think these chickens had never been fed. Right, I'm going to have some, girls. Sorry about that.